What's up, y'all? It's your girl Veronica, and we are back with another video. And this time we are talking about resumes. Now, I know that you guys are always looking for any type of game that we can give you on your resume. And let's be honest, your resume is probably the most important piece of information that you need to have for you to be successful in your career. And if we think about that in a logical way, we know that before somebody ever sees you, before they meet you, before they hear you describe your experience, before any of that happens, they see you on paper. And that's your resume. So it really is a shame when we think that it makes more sense for us to rush through it or go half stepping when it comes to our resume, or even try to have ChatGPT write it for us. I'm sorry, you guys. AI can't tell you what you've done in your work experience. I don't care how many times you prompt the system. All right? That's a scam, not a hack. But I digress. We want to see y'all out there winning in your job search. So today we're bringing you the top 6 things you want to absolutely avoid when you are building out your resume. Okay? These are going to be the top mistakes that I see. So I want to give you guys some games so that you can run the play and make sure you get into the big bag, because obviously we're worth it. If that's what you guys are looking for, definitely stick around because we about to get into it right now. All right, so before we get started, let's go ahead and level set. Y'all know how we do it around here, okay? This video is not to insult you. Okay, it's not to make fun of you. It's not to make you feel bad. It's not to make you feel small. Okay, the whole purpose of this channel is to give you as much free game as possible, because access to resources is going to be the ultimate trump card when you're trying to get to the big bag. So we want to give you guys as much information as possible. When it comes down to your resume, it really is a reflection of you and your unique sales proposition that you offer to an organization. It is worth its weight in gold, okay? That means do not try to have AI write it for you, and don't get lazy and just barely update it and be like, oh, whatever, this will be fine. Honey, it's not fine, all right? If you're trying to upgrade your life and upgrade your career, take it to the next level, your resume needs to reflect that. A lot of you guys have called me for free resumes reviews, and I'm always happy to help. But I tell you guys, just by looking at your resume, I can already tell how much money you make. Yeah, that's right. I know some of y'all are like, dang, she did call it out and she was spot on. I know I was spot on, because you get to a point where you've seen enough resumes and you can already tell what their income level is. This is another reason why having a well-cultivated and polished resume is even more important, because you want a recruiter or a hiring manager or an interviewer to know that when they interview you and when it comes down time to give you that offer, they better come to you correct, all right? Not with any of this BS talking about, well, I won't even give any numbers, but just know the low numbers are what we're trying to avoid, all right? We aiming as high as possible around here. So let's get into the top 6 mistakes we see on resume and the things you want to avoid. Now, coming in at number 6 is what we call the good old CVS receipt. Some of y'all are really determined to describe every single job you have ever had. Honey, it's not necessary. Okay, I don't need to know that you had a lemonade stand when you were 11 and you made $99 that summer. We don't need to know that. Okay, you can keep that to yourself. The only person who cares about that is you and your mama. You need to be worried about your professional experience and showcasing that. It should be condensed down to 2 pages. 2 pages. There's no reason why it should be longer than that, okay? And the other thing is, you don't need to have every single work experience listed. The goal is for you to go back about 10 years at the longest. If they want to see more experience outside of that, fine. You can tell them about that when they contact you. But on a resume, There's not a hiring manager around that wants to sit around and spend 30 minutes trying to decode what is on your 10-page resume. All right. Keep it down to just 2 pages. Make sure that it's clean and concise and it only contains value added information. So avoid the CVS receipt at all costs. All right. Now that was number 6. Coming in at number 5, we've got colors. Y'all, why? Just why? I look at some of y'all resumes and it's blue, some of them pink, got some purple in there. Maybe y'all throw in a little red and you think it's for pizzazz. Boo, it's not for pizzazz. It's per fizzle. Okay? I immediately lose energy when I see somebody's resume that looks like that. That is not professional. I don't care if it's your favorite color. All right. I don't care if lavender has been your vibe since you came out of the womb. It doesn't matter. All right. And a hiring manager doesn't want to see it either. Keep it to just black and white. Those are neutral colors. Okay. You shouldn't be having some crazy fonts. We don't want to see all your stuff in some cursive format. Okay. Arial is fine. Times New Roman is fine. I don't even tell people to use Comic Sans. I don't think that that's a vibe. I'll leave that to y'all, but it's not a vibe. Okay. So make sure that your resume is clean and concise and you're not trying to do too much. All right. That does not work. That's coming in at number 5. Now, number 4 is something that I've been seeing more and more often, which is turning into a little bit of a problem. I see a lot of people designing their resumes on these interesting Canva designs, okay? Like people go to canva.com and they're like, oh, let me use this format for my resume, and it has your picture on it. Why would your resume have your photo on it? It should not have a picture of you, okay? It shouldn't have a lot of personal information. There shouldn't be a photo on there. I've seen people who have their driver's license numbers on their resume. Like, what are you guys doing? That's an easy way to get your identity stolen. Another outdated thing is having your address on your resume. Boo, the scammers are on LinkedIn. You don't want to give these people your address and where you live. Give them a city, maybe just a state, but we don't want to give them where we live exactly. Do you think they're going to come over to your house to meet your husband and your wives and your kids? No, there's no reason for your address to be on there. Okay, take that off. No addresses, no pictures, definitely not your date of birth, and no driver's license numbers. Get it off of there. All right, no personal identifiers outside of your name and the general location in which you stay. All right, that's it. Now, coming in at number 3 is a personal frustration that I see all the time. And that is you guys having your objective or your professional summary, and that thing is about 5 sentences long. Why in the world would somebody want to sit down and read a paragraph about what your professional summary is? Boo, that is what your job experience is for. Okay? There is no, I just can't, the math doesn't math. All right? You're doing too much. What you want to do when it comes to your professional summary of your objective is you should be trying to bring that information down to 2 concise, impactful sentences. Okay? Something that leaves a unique impression about you and your experience. But as far as giving them 5 run-on sentences, which I see all the time, that is not necessary. There is not a recruiter or an interviewer or a hiring manager on the planet that is sitting down and reading your novel about your professional summary. Keep it to yourself. All right? Now, coming in at number 2 is going to be a resume with no skills section. Nothing breaks my heart more than asking somebody, can you pull up your resume so we can take a look? And they pull it up and ain't no skill on there. Why in the world would your resume not have a skills section? This doesn't get talked about a lot, but let me go ahead and give you the inside scoop. Data shows that we are transitioning into a skills-based workforce. Do you know what that means? That means that employers aren't saying, oh, okay, you absolutely have to have this degree, or you have to have your master's, or you have to have gone to this school. No, what they're looking for is your skills. That's why there's an uptick in the value of professional certifications, because they show that you have a certain skill set. It doesn't make sense for you to be missing a skills section on your resume, all right? Now, this skills section should entail both your soft skills and your technical skills. All right. So if you have leadership experience, if you have facilitation experience, that would be under your soft skills. If you have experience using Excel, if you have experience using Smartsheets, using Jira, those fall under your technical skills. Now, this is especially important because before your resume ever makes it into the hands of an actual person, it goes through the ATS, also known as the applicant tracking system. The applicant tracking system bumps up keywords against what you have on your resume. And if your resume doesn't have those keywords, it immediately sorts it out. You get a rejection for the job, and it never gets in front of a recruiter. Honey, that's a problem, okay? You shoot yourself in the foot by not just taking the time out to build a thorough skills section. Okay, you need to have a skills section on there. It is absolutely imperative, and there's no excuse for you not having it. Now, we have finally made it to number one. Okay. I know this is long awaited information, and boy, let me tell you, I can't wait to talk about it, because every single person that I talk to is guilty of this. Every single person that I have talked to. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying if you have called me, I'm telling you right now, you've been guilty of this. All right. The number one thing you want to avoid on your resume is the job description for your professional experience. Why? Just why, guys? Let me give you an example. I'll look at somebody's resume and it'll say, I was a project manager at Deloitte from June of 2012 to July of 2014. And you're like, dang, okay, 2 years project manager at Deloitte. Yeah, I know you was really doing things in there. And then you go and you look at their experience and it basically says, I project managed. I managed several projects. There were things that I did that had to do with projects in there. Oh my God, why? What does that even mean? Are you trying to tell me that your unique sales proposition is that you were a project manager that project managed? Please don't tell me that that's the best you can come up with. So many of you guys pull bullet points from your actual job description and put that in your professional experience. Honey, no. No. We want to see what you brought to the table, okay? What a PM does, for example, is they deliver business value. So if you are trying to talk about what you did as a project manager, it should be in the form of what value you delivered to the business. What were the unique KPIs that you drove? Okay. So many of y'all say, oh, well, it looks like that because, I had ChatGPT write that for me. Why? Why? Y'all, AI is still relatively new. It's not here to solve the world's problems just yet. You still have to do a little bit of work. Okay? So do not pull random bullet points from your job description and use that as your professional experience, because it comes off as cold and boring and not unique in any way, shape, or form. And you want to make sure that when you're giving your resume to a recruiter, it very clearly tells a story about what is unique about you and your skill set and what you can deliver when an organization invests in you as an employee. Okay, we don't want to bore them to death. We want to add a little razzle dazzle and a little pizzazz so that they understand that you are something special and you're definitely going to be worth that investment. All right, so that was our top 6 things that we want to avoid seeing on resumes at all costs. All right, now y'all know how we do it around here. Again, all I can do is give you the game. It's up to you to actually run the play. All right, if you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Okay, send it to your friends if you know they have a boo-boo dookie hole resume. All right, we want to see them win. Please send them this video so that they can improve. All right, and in the meantime, in between time, we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.